Well, hey everybody, I know this is unconventional, but had a double task today. Little baby Ashton just wants to be held. If I put him down, he will go berserk. And I really want to get this brief little training video out because I just recorded this for Speaking Professionally Toastmasters. And this is a new group that we formed, which is really awesome. So if you didn't get the opportunity to jump on it, I did limit membership to about 20 people. Well, we've changed up how we're doing it. Now we have an unlimited amount of people that can join. We have breakout groups so that every single person can speak during our monthly club meeting. So if you don't have a way to practice your speaking right now, I would highly encourage you to find a Toastmasters club or another type of peer cohort or some type of group where you can practice your speaking and get the virtual speaking practice, but also get feedback from that. So check out Speaking Professionally Toastmasters because a small part of what you're going to hear today is a full-length training that I recorded for them just a few moments ago. And what we do is we start off all of our meetings with a training video. And then we do some Q&A with me and others in the group. We got a wide variety of people in the group. Some are just starting out with speaking. Some are actually, looking for ways to grow their speaking. And some, we had a few people in there that are also seasoned speakers. And they're just always looking for new ideas. And this was a great opportunity for them to practice their virtual speaking because that's the new stage for us all. So what I'm going to share with you today, again, was a video I just shared with them. And it's all about where to start. So knowing what I know now, for doing this 20 years, which is speaking, and the first 10 were part-time, kind of for fun. And about 10 years ago, when I decided to leave my day job as a dean of students and pursue speaking full-time, I knew that the stakes were different, right? I burned my boat. There was no retreat. This is what I was going to invest 40, 50, 60 hours in a week because that's what I was investing in my job. And I really wanted to be successful in my speaking. I already had a good foundation to go back into, but it was a different ballgame when it was full time. So what I'm going to share with you are on some things I've learned, how important they are, where to start in speaking. So no matter where you're at right now, whether you're just starting out or wondering if maybe this is something you want to do, or maybe you've already got a little bit of speaking experience and you're just looking for some strategies and some tips. Or again, maybe you've already got some really good experience and you're just looking, maybe you feel a little stuck, or you're looking for some strategies on kind of how to take it to the next level, dealing with what we're dealing with right now, and virtually as well. So by no means is, these are just my insights, but also my insights from my own experience as well as coaching and working with literally hundreds of other people through some of the same recommendations as well. And what I'm going to do is I'm only going to give you 3. I'll do part 1 and part 2 just to keep time kind of succinct. I'll give you part 1 and part 2. So today is part 1. Okay? Part 1 on where I would start, knowing what I know now. And here's what I recommend to folks is this. Get very clear on your vision for speaking. Now, what I mean by that is what type of speaker do you want to be? How do you envision yourself speaking down the road? Is there another speaker that you want to be like and you're like, that's what I want to do? You can define this or answer this question in many different ways. Is what's your vision for speaking? Are you limited by anything? Do you want to speak full-time, part-time? Back when we were in in-person events, do you want to travel a lot? Do you want to have speaking basically pay for all these mini vacations that you can travel all over the country or all over the world? I've had that. I've had a lot of my vacations have been business trips where I stayed 3 extra days. So, but more importantly I want you to ask yourself the type of speaker that you want to be. Now, here's a picture of me just doing a keynote for a major company that does an annual internal training event. Well, do you want to you want to be a keynote speaker like this? Or perhaps you want to be, again, a keynote speaker. You want to focus on associations, where that's a great way to get exposure and have these individual companies see you, do what you do, and then bring you in for your own or for their own internal trainings. Or maybe you want to do more like workshops where you're in smaller groups. You're not in front of 500 or 5,000 people. You're in front of 50. Maybe you're more of a trainer. You don't envision yourself being a keynote speaker yet. So training is a great way, or doing workshops. Don't make any assumptions about yourself too. That's something else I should also add inside this is if you don't feel comfortable being a keynote speaker or being a trainer, well, that might change because there's multiple ways of getting paid to speak. Maybe you want to speak to college students. Many of you know, that's how I got started in speaking, was speaking to college students. And they do pay. In fact, many of them pay more than what my corporate groups pay. A lot of times my corporate groups nickel and dime me. So can you speak to high school students, college students, educators? Another way of thinking about your vision for speaking is this. Do you want to facilitate board retreats? People and organizations are always looking for somebody outside that has some insights and experience facilitating to make sure their meetings run smoothly. And then another way of getting paid to speak would be an MC. I've done this many, many times for fundraisers for charity groups, church groups, nonprofits, and others, where I'm also able to add myself as an opportunity to be an MC for their event, where that can add on to my keynote speaking and others. Or sometimes I've been asked just to flat out be an MC. So you have to ask yourself this question is, what type of speaker do I want to be? And what my vision for speaking is as well. Does that make sense? All right, good, I hope so. The second recommendation I would give to you on where to start would be this, and that is to set very clear goals on your speaking. Now, what I mean by that is if you understand the concept of a vision board, then you need to be real clear on what you put on that board, because you're very likely going to attract that reality. For example, when I first started, I had specific goals for the amount of speaking engagements, the number of people that I wanted to be in my major goal for one specific audience, what I wanted to get paid. I even had it with one of the bureaus I was with. They had an award called New Speaker of the Year. I put that on my vision board as well. But I had a list of a variety of different personal and professional goals. Many of them were speaking on the professional side. And those goals are what drove me. So the reason, and I share this with many of my audiences too, I say, look, the reason most people don't achieve their full potential, or you ask them what their goals are, the reason they don't achieve them is because they don't know. So I'm going to share with you up front how important it is to be very, very clear for you. Be crystal clear on your goals. Because then when you have that clarity in your mind and that vision's pulling you toward it, right? It's not work, it's not a chore, it's just a matter of time. And that is the hunger and the drive that you'll need just starting out of the gate. And the third insight and recommendation I would give you, and these are in by no means any kind of rank order, all three of these are extremely important, folks, is you need to have 3 speakers that you want to be like. They don't even need to know who you are. They don't need to be your coach. But they need to be people that you can follow and people that you can study and benchmark and watch and take notes on. Now notice I didn't say 10. I didn't say 20. I didn't say 5. I said 3. And not even just one. You need to have 3. Because those 3 people are going to give you different styles, different perspectives. You're going to see them perhaps doing different things. Go to their website. If they're successful, they'll have one. Go to their website. Subscribe to their newsletter. Take notes on everything that you see in it. How often do you receive it? What do they say in it, right? Watch their demo videos. Type their names up on YouTube. Watch a full-length video, watch every single thing that you can. Look at their marketing packets or their one-pages. Read their books. Because if there are 3 people that you want to be like and there's 3 different styles, you're going to learn so much. And that's going to help you craft and develop your own style as well. And I wish somebody would have told me how important that was when I first started speaking. So if you've read my book, Paid to Speak, then you know Zig Ziglar was one of my three. And if it weren't for Zig Ziglar, I don't know where I'd be in my speaking. I definitely wouldn't be where I'm at and where I've been, because his style was made me feel as if that's exactly the type of speaker I wanted to be like. Not saying I could ever be like Zig, respectfully, but his energy, his engagement with the audience, his motivational delivery, all the things that he did. And I watched him multiple times. I traveled hundreds of miles to watch him speak. I saw him speak several times. I had a chance to sit down with him once as well and talk with him. If it weren't for him, I don't know if I would have gotten really clear on some of the strategies for my own speaking style. So these 3 insights here, and I'll do a part 2 to this as well, because I have 4 more that I want to share with you that are extremely imperative. But regardless of the type of speaker you want to be like, and regardless of where you're at in your speaking, folks, if you don't have these 3 kind of bullet points, you're not clear in your goals, you don't have maybe a crystal clear vision, and you don't have 3 other speakers you want to be like, I think you're going to hit some bumpy roads coming forward. So what I want to do is help you avoid those. All right. And also these insights are in my book, Paid to Speak, where I outline my 5-module process that has helped me build my speaking business, launch it, and continually grow it over time. So go to my website, paidtospeak.biz, if you'd like, for some other resources that I can support you with. And I'm here to support you. I'm here to help as well. I hope these 3 simple insights help give you some perspective also on how to help you take your speaking to that next level. All righty? All right, take care. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.